Hey guys, welcome back to another one. And in this one, I just want to show you guys uh, a cloud generator which I've been working on, which you will see in action in my next short film. This one is really simple, but really versatile. So I just want to show you guys how you can just incorporate it in your projects. I am going to give you this generator for free, and you can just use it however you want in your projects and videos. Now in this new blender file, I'm gonna delete this cube. Of course, nobody needs it anymore. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and link, or you can also append if you wish to make internal changes to this setup. You're free to do that. So once you go to append, you're gonna navigate to the blend file which you have downloaded from the link in the description, and you're gonna open it, and you're gonna have to go to node tree, and you will find three node trees here, and I'm gonna just grab them all and click append. You're gonna see this ecosphere. It's fine, just hide it. Okay, so let's just create a plane. This plane essentially is all you need to make. So to this plane, I'm gonna get a geometry nodes modifier, and since I have appended those three node trees, I'm gonna access the first basic shape node tree here, and this will give me this sort of cloud shape thingy. It looks more like a UFO or something, but this is just a basic underlying shape for the cloud. In case you have your own sort of basic shape for your cloud, you can just skip this right ahead. It's only if you're too lazy to create your own cloud shapes. So it's actually an entire cloudscape. It's not just one cloud. If you increase the size of your plane, you will start seeing a whole bunch of clouds. You can of course edit their density through here. If you increase it, you will start seeing more and more clouds, which will essentially fill your sky or whatever. And so that's how it is. You can have full control over its spread and its height, so those are separate, and that will help you if you want a really specific height and spread of your cloud. So you have the XY, which XY means the spread, and its minimum and maximum size. So minimum size is if you increase, and maximum size if you increase, like this. So you can have a bigger or smaller cloud depending on these values. You can change the Z size min or max, which is essentially your height. You can change them to be kind of a fatter or a really thin cloud if you want. You have subdiv levels. I wouldn't worry too much about them until we get to the next stage, which is the noise scale and noise strength. So basically this means if you change the noise scale, you will start seeing it happen on the bottom part of the cloud, and that will give you some interesting shapes if you want your cloud to have a sort of random noisy shape at the bottom, and also its strength, so that way you can have a really crazy looking cloud on the bottom. And yeah, of course you also have the thickness for the bottom part. If you think that it's like too thin or too thick, you can change that. You can of course the same thing you can do for the top part of your cloud, and you can change its noise and strength, and that's where this pre-subdiv will come in handy. If you increase it, you will start seeing more and more detail. You don't have to get into too much detail at this point though, but it's just there if you need it. So, yeah, awesome. Now let's say that this is the kind of basic cloud shape that I want. What you can do is Next, we're gonna add another geometry node, and we're gonna choose the second one, which is cloud shape, and that will add basically a bunch of ecospheres on your basic cloud shape. Now this is where things get a little bit subjective. You may or may not want certain amount or sizes of these spheres, so that's why I have put it in an iteration based setup. Basically what I mean is these you can get into more and more detail if you want, or you can choose to be in the less detail domain. So if you want to increase the detail of on this cloud, you can just increase the iteration and it will create another set of spheres on your cloud, and they will have different sizes. And if you want to change the size for their for the next iteration icospheres, you can just have this sort of step size decrease value here, and that way you can have different sort of shapes to your cloud. So you have your primary spheres and you have your secondary spheres. You can go ahead and have a tertiary spheres as well. So that's all under your control. Now if you think that these are like too low resolution, you can go ahead and increase the subdivisions on these spheres and they will become more spherical essentially. Of course, there's density. You can choose to have more spheres, and in each step, in each iteration, if you want to increase the density, or if you want to decrease the density, you can have the step density increase parameter. You can just change that, so you will have more and more spheres in the next iteration. So just be careful about this. If you have multiple iterations, it can get really heavy really fast. And so you have size minimum and size maximum. You can have to just change these values and play around with it. And finally you have a setting called a scatter. This will give you the ability to like just scatter all these. If you think like they're too close to each other, you can just have them explode and like be a little bit far apart from each other. And that's all there is to this one. I'm gonna have a little bit bigger cloud, so you can have a more to see here. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So I have this funny looking cloud right here. Now the last one is it basically it converts it all into a volume so that it behaves like a cloud when you're rendering it. So last one is the cloud volume. It really doesn't have any setting here, but it does have the option to change the material. Of course, you get a material with all these geometry nodes, and I have it already set up. You won't see it in the actual object though, but it will be visible if you're rendering it. So I have this light here. I'm just gonna change its position. You can render it in Eevee if you want, but I'm just gonna choose cycles for this one. And so let it render a bit. However simple setup it still will be a little bit heavy because volumes are costly to render. And so that's just what it is. You can have to use it smartly. You can have more detailed clouds near your camera and less detailed clouds further back, and so that will be a little more optimized for you. Let's go ahead and change the device to GPU, and so we are seeing this sort of cloud right here. It's fairly good. It's detailed. It has a lot of disturbance in it, and that's because of the material. And let's just go ahead and open it. And the object doesn't need to be having the material assigned to it, but you can of course do that if you want. And so you're gonna get this material. It's a fairly simple one. It has 2 levels of noise working here, so there's a big noise and a kind of a smaller noise, and you can of course change its scale values to suit your needs, right? You can change the color and all sorts of things. So let's go ahead and just create a kind of a smaller scale value, so have a sort of bigger scale disturbance here. And so we have a more cleaner looking cloud, which can be what you want, or it can be a really detailed looking cloud. Of course, you're gonna have to tweak those settings right here, especially the iterations, density of the cloud shape, and all of these settings are I believe really versatile to get you the kind of cloud that you're looking for. And it's really easy to set up in your scene, because you can actually look at it in the viewport. Some ways of creating clouds don't allow you to do that if they're properly material based, and so that works really well. If you choose the random object color through the viewport settings, you can have different sort of clouds, and you can scale them up, and you can position them to be kind of a stratus cloud, let's say. And you can choose to have a different material for it. You're gonna have to change it in the geometry node though, and that way you can have a kind of a low density cloud, and so that can be a little bit of a added cloud detail if you want. And yeah, that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is, guys, to this setup. Let me know in the comments how you found this to be useful, and let me know if you have any suggestions, and also let me know if you guys want me to go in depth through the creation of this entire setup. And yeah, that's all. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.